What's up, metalheads? It's Death Metal Dave in your face here on MetalMessiahRadio.com. And I have a fucking awesome guest, a guy I've met over the last few years, and an awesome dude and popular guy in New York City, Armageddon, Ed Farshtey. What's up, Ed?
Hey, what's going on, Death Metal Dave, and all you Metal Messiah listeners out there? My name is Ed Farshtey. I run Armageddon Productions, a booking agency in New York City, doing the best old school metal.
Fuck yeah, Ed. Man, you're always such a nice guy, happy all the time. I love it. You're like one of those guys I could hang out with all the time. And that's why I think we've connected, because I feel like we're similar in a way.
Oh, absolutely, Dave. Every time we hang out, we're both happy. We're just good to just having a great time. That's what it's all about.
Life is about having fun, and fuck the shitty shit. Move on from that and have fun. Look at the good side of things.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, Ed, tell us a little history about you and your New York City, how you grew up, how the New York City scene was, and how you got into booking shit.
Sure. Basically, like you, Dave, I'm an old fuck. Born in 1969, got into metal the end of the 70s, 1980. So by 81, 82, I was all living metal, Judas Priest, Scorpions, all that stuff, just loving it, AC/DC. So by 82, 83, I was discovering Motorhead and Venom and the heavier stuff. By 83, I was already writing bands like Nasty Savage and Overkill, bands like that, ordering demos, ordering merch. Then I started writing tape traders and ordering tapes off them. And by 1984, I was already tape trading. So collecting demos and live tapes and rehearsals from all around the world, and just built up. Had a still have my collection here, just absolutely huge collection of every band you could think of, from like 82 to 88, audio, video. And then I started a fanzine in 1986, the Book of Armageddon. Put out 4 issues from 86 to 89. Definitely got very well received. It's considered one of the early fanzines. Not the first wave with like Slayer and John Cage fanzines and Monty and Boerboy and all those guys. Kind of the second wave. But by 86, I had my first issue out. Did that for 4 years, and by late '89, started interning at Roadrunner Records, which was an absolute fantastic experience. And it was absolutely amazing. I mean, they brought me in, Monty and Sophie, and it was just, I had done some work for them in the past, like Malevolent Creation. When they came up to sign their contracts, I took care of them. When Sepultura came over here to tour Faith and Fear, I ended up finding them places to stay for 2 weeks and hanging out with the guys for 2 weeks. That was an unbelievable time. So the Roadrunner people knew me, and we had a good experience. So they had an opening, brought me in to intern, and by the beginning of 1990, I was already working there, and worked there for 2.5 years, all during the death metal days, during every band that we all love that are listening to the station right now. A lot of bands like Suffocation and Malevolent and Apparition and Sorrow, and all these bands that I was actually good friends with already, even before working there. So it was an absolute amazing experience, one of the best experiences of my life. And I'll thank Monty to the day I die for bringing me in there. It was great. I worked press, I worked retail, and it was just phenomenal. And then by 92, I was getting itchy to do something more underground. So me and a friend, Joe Pupo, we started Rage Records. So between 92 and 96, I did Rage Records. I put out 8 7-inch EPs, including one that was a cooperative release of Metal Blade Records. We put out an Epidemic 7-inch that basically they paid for, and I did all the promotion and all the distribution on it. It was a great deal working with Metal Blade, so I can't beat that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so then I took a little break. During the 90s, my metal, the thrash metal, was kind of dying out, and I got married for a while and did some normal things, and then drifted back into metal. And so by 2010, I hooked up with a new company coming out of the LES, the Lower East Side in Manhattan, called Wendigo Productions. They just opened up a storefront on the Lower East Side. We're going to be selling T-shirts and basically just different types of clothing and different New York City items, band items, music items, and they wanted to also start promoting shows. So I had known people that started the company from working and hanging out at 3 of Cups in the city, a local bar. So they brought me in as a concert promoter, gave me free reign to book anything I wanted, and I just went apeshit. Basically, I booked my first show, September 11th, 2010. 10 was deceased. Came with one of my best friends and one of my good, my favorite bands. So I booked them, sold out show. My second show was Nunslaughter. And my third show was a sold out night at Bowery Ballroom with the band Kill Code, a New York City rock and roll band. So it was up, and I was for a while there booking, 5-6 shows a month, every month, and it was a phenomenon. That was like a daytime, full-time job, and it was great. I'd be working at the store selling merchandise during the day and records and stuff from bands, that I'm dealing with, and just booking show after show after show after show, and it was great. And of course, the New York City scene changed, as it does every 10 years. So that scene started dying out. My shows weren't making as much money and being successful, so I started doing less of them. The company I was with Wendigo wanted to focus more on an art gallery they had just purchased and opened up, which is fine. It's time to move on. So we split amicably, and then I started Armageddon Productions, continuing all the great old school metal bands that I've been working with. Just continues from there. I mean, I booked a lot of, rock shows and punk shows and even ska shows and burlesque shows and rockabilly shows. But metal, and old school metal, is my primary focus.
Hell yeah.
That's what I've always done. And that's what I love. That's what I do. And I keep booking them because I like the shows. These are shows that I would want to go to. So that's why I book them.
Fuck yeah.
That's about it.
I think that's why I used to book shows too. Because I wanted to book them,
Absolutely. Yeah. Basically, yeah. I mean, it's like, how else am I going to see these bands? And if no one else is going to book them, I'll book them myself.
Yeah, exactly. And at the time when I was booking back in 10, 15 years ago, I actually was the first to bring Possessed to Florida. So that was an exciting thing for me. And,
absolutely.
And many other shows, but,
the same thing. I did Razor's first, New York City show ever. Iron Angel's first U.S. show ever, Soothsayer's first U.S. show ever, and the list goes on like that.
Yeah.
Something I'm very proud of.
You got a lot more firsts than me. But that's cool. Hell yeah, Ed. And, like we were talking a minute, earlier, is we do it not for the money, it's for the love of metal and just to keep it going and keep it alive. And
it really is, absolutely. These bands are our friends. We've been doing this for 40 years. And 40 years ago, we were all just a bunch of kids just listening to some crazy music. Who the hell thought 40 years later we'd still be doing this and still have the same passion for it? So there is no money in it. We all know that, but it's all just for the love and for the fact that we can still do this. And what else are we going to do?
Exactly. I'm not going to fucking go sit on my couch all week and do nothing. I got to do something with this shit. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
So now to Rage of Armageddon 7, correct?
Yep.
And tell us about the bands on this. I know one original one had dropped off, and then I personally was planning on, I think I told you this from the beginning when you did it, that I was going to be there because I'd never seen the Détente. And it was one of my tape trading day bands that I found. And then not too long ago, as a bonus for me, my bros and Nasty Savage got added. And of course, all the other bands that I enjoy, but Détente was the draw for me to begin with. And now it's just a bonus to have Nasty Savage. Killer lineup. Tell us about everybody on it, Ed.
Will do. The band that you were mentioning as far as it was on it was Darkness from Germany. Another band, another first that I'm working on. Bringing them over here for the first time ever. I've been working on them for about 4 years now. Started during COVID, and it takes time to do this shit right. 3 years ago, I almost had them for Rage of Armageddon 6, but that festival was kind of after COVID. People were still recovering. People were still broke. There was no money whatsoever. I lost a ton of money on that festival. It was not a good time. Unfortunately, a lot of the headline bands had to cancel for various reasons, and Darkness, that fell through also because of the visas. So we started working on it for this year. We started working on it with Randy Kastner, who does the Blades of Steel Festival out in Madison, Wisconsin.
I just interviewed him.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that. Yep. So we worked together. That's why our festivals are the same weekend, actually, because we were working on getting Darkness over here this year. We've been working on it for like 8 months now. The band did everything they could, all their avenues pursued as best we could. They were getting nowhere, getting a lot of runaround, a lot of wrong answers, and this and that. Came to us. We went to the person in the U.S., I'm not going to tell you who, but basically he gets the overseas work visas for all the bands. for MDF, for all the big festivals.
Gotcha.
He gets them primarily. So he's the man. He happens to be a friend of me and Randy. So he's helping us out, did everything he could, told us down the steps, we're going to be charged more. They're going to be charged more. They're going to make us wait. They're going to this and that. And then we were 2 months before the fest, and we're like, we got to make a call here. Either we sink another few $1,000s into this, hoping it goes through, and then if it doesn't go through, we're screwed last minute, or we cut our losses and get replacements now and work to next year, and that's what we decided to do.
Gotcha.
So basically, we cut the darkness thing off then, so that nobody's at fault. Nobody really gets screwed. Me and Randy both have time to replace them, and everybody knows there's no surprise. And so we're going to bring over darkness next year, but that's another story. So this year, after that all came through, I needed a solid replacement. A band that would bring people, a band that hasn't been to New York in a while, and a band that's old school, obviously. Nasty Savage fits all those bills and a lot more. Nasty Savage, I think I mentioned before, one of the first bands I ever ordered a demo from 40 years ago, the Wage of Mayhem demo. So my history goes back. I had the comic book and everything Ronnie sent me. So I go way back with the band. Me and Ron have reconnected recently. I helped them out at a couple of various festivals around the country, different other festivals. Seen them, hung out with them, helped, beforehand and afterwards. We've been talking about doing a New York show, so I went to him right away. Within an hour, he spoke to his band, confirmed, and it was done. He's a great man to work with. I can't wait to have him up here again. So that's going to be outstanding.
You got the TVs ready for him?
I'm getting a TV, absolutely. I was trying to order one online, and it just takes too long, so I've got a whole bunch of television repair shops in line, and my friend's going to come. We're going to work that out. That's the next thing I'm getting.
Yeah,
but absolutely, getting him a TV.
Somehow, wherever he goes, he gets that old school tube TV.
You have to. I can't get him a flat screen. It's not the same.
That won't work.
Come on. We've been watching Ronnie do this for 40 years. He beats himself up, and a flat screen just ain't going to cut it. So I'm going to go the extra mile and get him a real TV. And something that's not too heavy.
Yeah.
We don't want him really killing himself.
Yeah.
But yes. And so besides Nasty Savage, my other main draw, my other solid outside band is Detente, like you mentioned before. Another band, like you said, I've loved them since the demo. Dawn Crosby, rest in peace.
Yes.
Along with Sabina from Holy Moses, my 2 all-time favorite female thrash singers, bar none. Dawn's voice is just, nobody could ever touch her. Several vocalists have tried over the years. Nobody could ever touch Dawn's passion except Tina, the singer they have now.
She's awesome.
She is awesome. She has a punk background. She's really aggressive, really raspy, she's perfect. And she does Dawn's voice so much justice.
I can't wait.
So when I saw them last year at the Metal Threat Fest, I knew I had to bring them here. I was like, this has to be done. So that's one of the main reasons I'm doing a fest, was to bring Detente here. I'm really looking forward to seeing them again. They're an amazing band. And they're doing the Recognize No Authority album start to finish again, like they did a Metal Threat. It's going to blow people's minds. It sounds so intense.
Oh, yeah.
So those are my main 2 bands that I'm flying in, the outside bands. Other main bands, Deceased and Blood Feast, my 2 brothers. I mean, I've known King for almost 40 years. I've known Blood Feast. They're my best friends. Blood Feast is the one band that played every single Razor Armageddon Fest.
Killer. They're good dudes. I love them.
They are great dudes. I love the band musically, personally, everything about them, and they always come through. So, and Deceased, like I said, King Crowley, one of my best friends, one of my oldest friends. He's always a part of the fest in one way or another. And again, that's one of the reasons they were saying, as far as Deceased and Blood Feast, always part of my festivals, and that's one of the reasons I do these fests, because I want to be a part with my friends, with my friends and my family. I want them to have a good time. I want to have a good time, and I want my friends to have a good show. So bands like Deceased and Blood Feast and other bands like Attacker and Death Threat will always be a part of my festivals because they're my friends, and I take my friends along with me every step of the way. And speaking of friends, Morbid Saint, another band featured on the festival this year. My history goes way back with them as well. I saw them back in 1989 at the second Milwaukee Metal Fest. Wrote to them back then, loved them back then. Didn't think anybody knew them for 20 years. They got back together and had a sold-out show at St. Vine. They got back together. I had to bring them to New York. Sold-out St. Vine. It blew my mind. I've had them in New York City 5 or 6 times over the last 15 years. I love them to death. Absolutely one of my best favorite thrash bands and best friend bands, too. Just killer guys. So they just put out one of the greatest albums of the year this recently also. So they've been doing as many shows as they can. So I told them I got to bring them back to New York to blow New York away. So, and another band celebrating 40 years is Wrath from Chicago.
Wow.
Another band I've had them here probably 4 times over the last 12 years. Everything from a little bar, Gussie's in Astoria, up to one of my festivals. And again, one of the coolest bands, one of the greatest bands to deal with, one of the coolest, just chillest guys. So they're celebrating 40 years. Mostly original members doing just stuff off the first 2 albums. So we got a lot of old school guys here. And then rounding out the bill, we have Contusion and Abominog, 2 bands that are touring with Deceased. They're doing a little album release tour for Deceased, putting out the new album this weekend. So they're doing Contusion, a 2-man just brutal death grind, and Abominog, another band over 35 years. My brother Chris, we go back to the early days of Deceased, just hanging out in Virginia in cars and hotel rooms, getting drunk. So he's one of my oldest friends, and Abominog is just brutal death metal. Opening up the show, the youngest guys on the bill, Another Demon, killer band from New York. I've booked them before. I've become good friends with them. The newer generation, just kicking ass. They're going to kick this fest off in a really, really great way. Doors are at 1:30 in the afternoon because it's an early show. It's a curfew at 10 o'clock. So everybody's got to get there early.
Hell yeah. I like the 10 o'clock thing so I can get back to my hotel.
Oh, yeah.
In Manhattan.
Yeah, right? Yep.
Well, anyways, fuck yeah, man. So if anybody's interested, it's Saturday in New York City, Brooklyn Monarch, and tell us, can they get tickets? They can go on the Brooklyn Monarch's website.
Oh, yeah. Basically, you can get tickets several ways. There will be tickets available at the door for $70. I have advanced tickets on sale for $50 right now. You can get them through the website, through the Brooklyn Monarch. It's a dice ticket link. There are ticket fees involved with that, probably close to $20 in fees, so you're going to pay $70 either way. Or if you want to hit me up directly, I will sell you $50 with no fees. You just got to PayPal me. So hit me up direct about that. I'm also selling for $100. I have VIP ticket packages available. Besides the ticket for this with the package for $100, you get a two-sided event T-shirt. You get a full color Rage of Armageddon bag that's great for carrying new records. You get an event poster plus an array of. Basically, I'm getting some band merchandise, some patches, some stickers, some buttons, just some various shit to throw in there from the bands. They're all donating stuff. And you get early admission to get your stuff signed. So all that for just $100. Doors are at 1:30. First band starts strictly at 2 o'clock. We're going to keep on time. We got a 10 o'clock curfew.
Well, thanks, Ed, man. I appreciate it. And I can't, man, I'm looking forward to seeing you and one of your festivals. And fuck yeah.
Man.
Killer lineup, too, man.
Thank you very much, Dave. Thank you. I really appreciate this. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for interviewing my bands for the festival. On all the support, Death Metal Dave, and all Metal Messiah Radio. You and all the other DJs do an amazing job.
Yeah, man. DJ Leatherlungs, Bobby Lucas, he has a show on here, and you know him pretty well from Attacker.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know Attacker very, very well.
And also DJ Zab or Matt.
Yep.
I'm not even going to try to say his last name.
That's all right. Matt is going to be, he's my video guy.
Yeah, he keeps telling me that.
Yeah, he's going to be taping the fest. Every band.
Yeah. Killer.
2 cameras, edited. It does look amazing. It always does. He does a phenomenal job.
Killer, man. Yeah, I love Metal Messiah Radio, and these guys weren't here when I was here before, but they're fucking awesome DJs here on Metal Messiah Radio as well. Hell yeah, Ed, man. I'll see you, and I get to meet Matt for the first time. Hell yeah.
Oh, really? You'll definitely meet him. He'll be there.
Hell yeah. And his crew. Matthew, you, and his crew.
Yeah.
All right, brother Ed. I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon. And I'm bringing
thanks for everything.
I'm bringing my brother Clint with me. You know Clint.
Yes, I do, man. Excellent. Look forward to seeing you.
Hell
Look forward
yeah.
to seeing you both.
All right,
thanks,
brother.
I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right.
Have a great day.
You too. Thanks.